Today we're going to look at Picot stitch or woven Picot stitch. There's a silent T on there, so I think it might be French originally. And you're going to need an extra needle or a pin for this. A pin is probably better, it will be thinner, and if you've got a little bobble on the end that might be even better as well. So this is a stitch which is going to form in a triangle shape around the needle. This will be the top, the point, and the base will be here. So for this you're probably going to use it for leaves, I imagine. It could also be petals, would make a really nice sunflower petal, which is why I'm using yellow today. It could also be little scales, like claws for a crocodile or a dinosaur or something. But you'll see as it starts to take shape what it looks like. So put your pin or your needle in your fabric, take up the fabric in the middle is going to be the length of your stitch. We are going to come up, down, up on this side. Go around the top of your needle. Oops, don't split the strands. I'm using 3 strands because I do want it to be quite chunky. You're going to come down and into your fabric again, about the same distance apart if you can. Now I'm going to call these spokes. They could be legs as well, or just straight stitches basically. But we've got 2 spokes. We need a 3rd one or an odd number. So I'm going to come up right next to this one, right next to the needle, sorry. Go around the top again, and I'm going to stay up here. If you wanted to do 5 spokes, you would come back down and finish the stitch, and then do 1 more in the middle, because this would be over here a bit. So now you're at the top. You're going to start weaving underneath, under and over and under your stitches. I find using the blunt end of the needle is usually easier. And all the work is going to now be on top of the fabric. So we're going to go under the first one, over the middle, and under the next one. And you're just going to push it up once you've done it. So we're already under this one, so we're going over that one now, under the center, over this side. And we are going to carry on all the way down. This is why I've got a very long piece of thread, because you want it really quite tightly woven. It is quite easy with 3 spokes. When you've got more, it does take a bit more time, and it does get a bit fiddly as you go lower down. This stitch is classed as stump work because it's a raised stitch. And there's 2 ways to finish it off really. You can leave it free from the fabric, so it is attached to the fabric down here but not at the top. Or if you wanted, you can do a securing stitch at the top as well. If you forget where you are, it's usually easy to sort of tell the center stitch whether that needs to be under or over next. Now, as you get closer to the bottom, it is harder to fit all the stitches in, but you do want to go to the very bottom of your secured legs or spokes. There you go, I've pushed it up a bit more, got a bit more space. Nearly done. I think that is probably going to be it. Once you've finished, you're going to come down in the center, tucking the securing stitch just sort of underneath your woven part. Going to take the needle out, and here we have a little look. And there is our nice 3D stitch. You can tell it's completely loose from the fabric. But you can, if you wanted, to come up and just secure that top bit to your fabric. It would still be a raised stitch, but it wouldn't be a sort of loose stitch. That is the woven Picot stitch. And that actually looks like rows of corn. You could have a little corn on the cob with that stitch. But also I think it would look nice as a sunflower petal or some chunky leaves.